please. We'll start with a roll call.
Margaret Kessler.
Here.
Wilford Potter.
Here.
Sean Doyle.
Here.
David Holst.
Here.
Roy Rehill.
Here.
John Martino's absent excused. Bradley Trudell.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
Here.
Harry Chesbrough.
Here.
Linda Lockwood.
Here.
Richard Klein.
Present.
Patrick Twist.
Here.
Stephen Walpole.
Here. He's here. I know he's
He's here.
There he is. Hey.
Stephen Walpole.
Here.
Nathan Emmons.
Here.
Thomas Drum.
Here.
Shane Broadwell.
Here.
Heather Del Conte.
Here.
Marie Schott.
Here.
Tim Stahl is absent excused. Terry Wilbur.
Here.
James Karasik.
Here.
Morris Sabello.
Here.
Daniel Papaya.
Here.
Frank Castillo.
Wouldn't miss it. Sure, we will catch up. Things. Let's move into the communication, please.
Please stand. Let us be thankful for this opportunity to serve our community. Help us to see beyond today and make lasting decisions for those we serve. Make strong in our hearts that which unites us, build bridges across all that divides us. And be thankful for the chance to make a difference in the lives of our loved ones and the citizens of Oswego County. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're going to get started with some. We have the pre-resolution agenda, please. First is a recognition of Tammy Thompson from the Health Department, 25 years. We'll call the Health Committee forward, please, and invite Tammy Thompson, Jen Chang, Legislator Emmons also to join us, please.
How are you? Good, thanks.
Something new. Yeah, this is all right. Maybe I like it. Do you want to pull this right?
Central Square.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And the second. 1, 2, 3.
So the first thing I just asked her if she was retired, because I would have sat down and said, well, then you're not going to get this. Tammy has been with us for 25 years now, and I've had the privilege personally of being able to serve on several committees with Tammy. And the nice thing is that she's constantly an advocate for the health department, the different programs that are run over there. She's very outspoken and yet compassionate about the things that go on in the health department. So I'm very pleased to give you this certificate of appreciation for the 25 years and very relieved to hear that you're not leaving yet. And I don't know if anybody has anything to add.
Okay, I add a few, and Tammy has been director with children with special needs director for more than 20 years. Okay, and I came 6 years, only worked with her for 6 years. I know, since at her hands, everything's fine. And the evidence, most recent evidence is state 2-3 weeks ago came to audit her program, and very good. And she's very active in community, you know her, right? And but I want to release you something probably you not everybody know. What's her nickname? Her nickname is Compass. I work with her for 6 years at least. I know this Compass very rare make mistakes.
I'm glad you're staying on.
Next, we have a recognition for Julie Berry from DSS for 25 years. I'd like to call the Human Services Committee forward, please. Invite Julie up. Commissioner Stacy Elmore.
Fred, Tom, have you guys scoot just a little bit, please? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And again. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And a half. 1, 2,
25 years, and I'm going to defer to Stacy to.
Yeah, so Julie Berry, 25 years, and Julie is incredibly diligent, hardworking, and really came up through the ranks. She started 25 years ago as a community services worker, promoted to social welfare examiner, promoted to senior social welfare examiner, and is now a principal social welfare examiner, which is in the private sector terms, a manager. So she manages our Medicaid and parts of our TA operations, temporary assistance, family assistance. So sees a wide diversity of our constituents, and for many of them at their most, in their most needed time. And Julie is compassionate, believes in our mission, is loyal, and is truly a leader at DSS in a very difficult job. So we're very pleased to have such a trusted colleague. Thank you.
Next up is for the town of Granby, 200-year anniversary. I'd like to invite representatives from the town of Granby, Legislators Sorbello, Karasik, and Porfalia to join us, please.
Can I have everybody take one step to their right, please? Thank you very much. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And a second. 1, 2, 3.
The year 2018 marks the 200th anniversary of the town of Granby, which was formed from the town of Hannibal on the 20th of April 2018. And the first town meeting was held at the house of Cyril Wilson on the first Tuesday in May 1818, with Barrett Mooney as moderator and Pete Shannon as clerk. And over the years, the town of Granby has given birth to several outstanding leaders in business, education, government, and industry. And the town was originally timbered with heavy growth of pine, hemlock, oak, chestnut, beech, maple, and elm, which were cut down and shipped to English shipbuilders for masts and spars. A business which at one time formed an important industry in the town. And as the land was cleared, the citizens directed their attention to milling, cheese and butter factories, and agriculture, including hops, fruit, grain, hay, potatoes, and for generations, the citizens of the town of Granby, New York, have made numerous contributions to the hopes and dreams the prosperity of families and businesses across Oswego County and the state of New York. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Shane Broadwell, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, on behalf of the entire legislature, hereby recognize the town of Oswego, New York, upon the 200th anniversary of its incorporation, and join the town of Granby community and its families in celebrating their proud heritage and promising future. Congratulations.
On behalf of the town, I'd like to thank the legislature for this proclamation.
And thank you, Janet, for coming today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's wonderful we have such a great hierarchy of people in that place. Thank you.
As some of you may know, I served for 20 years as the chairman of the planning board, and I've had the privilege of working with a lot of great people and reshaping the town, did a comprehensive plan with the assistance of the county. Got a Walmart store that everybody seems to think belongs to Fulton, but it actually belongs to Granby. And our town officials have done a great job. When we moved to Granby, we were the highest taxes in the county. When we got done reshaping Granby, we are way near the bottom now. So that's through the hard work of a lot of public officials that took their job very serious. Thank you.
I just want to thank the clerk for putting this together so quickly. I'm expecting we were going to wait a few weeks, so first thank you for your efforts in doing this. And a week from Saturday, the town of Granby is going to have a 200th anniversary celebration, and it's going to be very family friendly. It's going to last all day, and I'm looking forward to attending. And please feel free to, for any other legislators to come by as well. Your presence will certainly be very welcome.
And you all have to top my agenda.
Next proclamation is for Literacy Month in Oswego County. I'd like to call back up the Human Services Committee and invite Meg Henderson, Wayne Haskell, and Sandy Barbuto to join them, please.
I don't think so, but I am going to do it. Is everybody ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. And a second. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
So this proclamation is proclaiming September 2018 Literacy Month in Oswego County, and it reads as follows: whereas the need for highly literate citizenry increases as the county of Oswego moves towards an increasingly technological future, and whereas more than 12% of Oswego County adults experience literacy issues that impact severely on their lives and families, their ability to work productively, and their full participation as citizens and residents of our county. And whereas volunteers in the county of Oswego have enabled many residents to reach their goals through literacy volunteers by providing confidential tutoring to adults in reading, writing, math, computer skills, and English speaking skills. And whereas International Literacy Day, observed on September 8th, focuses attention on worldwide literacy needs and issues, realizing that the key to reducing crime, ending poverty, promoting democracy, and achieving personal empowerment lies in literacy. And whereas Literacy Volunteers of Oswego County invites the residents of the county of Oswego to join in highlighting the social, cultural, personal, and economic importance of literacy. Now, therefore, on behalf of Shane Broadwell, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, and on behalf of the entire legislature, I do hereby proclaim September 2018 as Literacy Month in Oswego County, and urge all Oswego County residents to join in the effort to combat low literacy among adults and instill in our young people an appreciation for the gift of reading. Thanks so much.
I just wanted to introduce our student Wayne and our tutor Sandy. Their teamwork is amazing. They both inspire me to work harder at everything that I do every day, and they're what this program is all about. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for all you do.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Yep.
Next is the proclamation for the 2018 Paul Santor Award. Have the Human Services will stay up and invite Danielle Del Conte, Youth Bureau Director Brian Chetney, Legislator Del Conte, please.
Brenda and me. Thank you. All right. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. And a second. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Read the proclamation that we have here. Thanks, Chris. Oswego County Legislature recognizes Danielle Del Conte, 2018 Paul Santor Award for Outstanding Youth. Whereas for 12 years, Paul Santor gave tirelessly as a member of the Oswego City County Youth Bureau Board, serving the youth of Oswego County, and distinguishing himself as a leader and remarkable citizen of our community. And whereas a nominee for the Paul Santor Award for Outstanding Youth requires an appropriate display of outstanding leadership skills, is a role model in their community and has benefited their community in an exceptional way, and is involved in a current youth bureau program. And whereas Danielle Del Conte has managed to balance helping to manage a family farm, work responsibilities with academic and extracurricular activities, and has done so at a very high level. She has strong youth leadership skills and has been in the top 25 of her class for the last 3 years. And whereas Danielle is the president of the Oswego County Dog Training 4-H Club, the team leader for the Oswego County 4-H Winterfest, a team leader for the Oswego County 4-H Dog Drill Team, the junior superintendent and agriculture ambassador for the Oswego County Fair, and a volunteer throughout her community. And whereas Danielle's extracurricular activities, like she had time for more, include National Honor Society, Oswego County Academic Youth League, varsity girls golf, varsity girls tennis, fall indoor lacrosse, community art shows, New York State Fair demonstrator, Oswego County Agriculture Society, and the American Murford Association, all while maintaining high academic honors. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on behalf of Shane Bravo, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, on behalf of the entire legislature and the people of Oswego County, that you hereby recognize Danielle Del Conte for her enduring contributions as a leader among our youth, her contagious example of life in full celebration through service, and for her daily commitment to a grateful community. Congratulations.
Paul Santor was not only involved with the Youth Bureau, but he was on so many committees that we all sit on so many different boards and committees and see the same people in a lot of meetings. It was Paul. We run into Paul all the time. And his family wanted to be here tonight, but I know his daughter had flight problems today, go figure, with weather that's heading from the south. But a couple things to note from that. Today is the 5-year anniversary that Paul passed away. It was actually today. And Danielle shows those qualities that Paul has been very proud of. That being said, let's talk a little bit about Danielle, a couple of things about going into it. Thank you, Chris Jones, because you saw what miss we had for her. It's very hard to bring it down. But a couple things I didn't tell you is, yes, Danielle was in the top 25, but actually she was in the top 2. I think between 2 and 1 was close between where they were. And also the important thing to note, as busy as we are, she's a freshman at Cornell University, and she's here tonight, and I got to go back to Cornell tonight. So she didn't make the time to be here tonight, so I do applaud the best this occasion.
Next up is Youth Court Month. I'd like to invite up Bureau Director Brian Chetney, City of Oswego Youth Court Coordinators Kristen Slimmer and Sam Christopoli to join them, please.
On the end. Right. But I'm gonna need. Cody? Yep, Cody. Right. I remember that desk. A little bit over. It's in one of this things. Make sure I can see everybody. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And a second. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so Oswego County is designating September 2018 Youth Court Month. And thank you all for coming out tonight. Appreciate your service. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas youth courts are one of the fastest growing crime prevention and early intervention programs in the nation and are especially helpful in mobilizing community members and youth to take an active role in addressing such problems. And whereas using constructive peer pressure and a philosophy of teens helping others, youth courts empower young people to hold their peers accountable for their behavior through a uniquely effective youth-driven and youth-led process. And whereas youth courts exemplify the benefits of empowering youth through involvement in community solutions by developing leadership, problem-solving, decision-making skills, and educating youth about our legal and judicial systems. And whereas throughout September 2018, the 1,400 youth court programs operating in 49 states and Puerto Rico will celebrate the 17th Annual National Youth Court Month. And whereas Oswego County proudly joins in this observance, which recognizes the positive impact of the youth court system and raises awareness of its effectiveness as a tool for restorative justice within our cities and towns. And now, therefore, I, Shane Broadwell, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, and on behalf of the entire legislature and the citizens of Oswego County, I hereby proclaim the month of September 8, 2018 as Youth Court Month and commend youth court volunteers of all ages for their distinguished contributions to a more healthy and prosperous community for all of our families. Thank you all very much.
legislature again this year for recognizing the program. We thank the kids for being here. They give us time out of their extremely busy schedules, parents for running them to and from. Because we keep them quite busy with us, and they choose us with extracurricular activities and jobs and many other things that they have on their plates. Because we wouldn't be able to do this. This program wouldn't be here if we didn't have them. So thank you.
We all appreciate what you do, so thank you so much.
Next up is National Hunting and Fishing Day. I'd like to develop the Economic Development Planning Committee forward, please. Invite Chuck Parker, President of the New York State Conservation Council, Legislator Porfalia, Eric Mandura, to join them, please.
Wonderful. Welcome you here tonight. I want to thank Legislator Porfalia for also being here with us. Very important to do. So I'm going to go ahead and read this very report. All right. Whereas President Richard Nixon signed the first proclamation of National Hunting and Fishing Day on May 2nd, 1972, writing, "I urge all citizens to join with outdoor sportsmen in the wise use of our natural resources and in ensuring their proper management for the benefit of future generations." Oswego County boasts more than 33,000 acres of public land, including 5 wildlife management areas, 13 state forests, and the Salmon River Falls unique area. And the 3rd largest white-tailed buck ever shot in New York came from Oswego County. And the county is home to 2 New York State DEC fish hatcheries and more than 300 miles of shoreline, including more than 60 miles of New York State public fishing lands, along rivers and streams. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has estimated that sport fishing in Oswego County has an annual economic impact of nearly $43 million. A National Hunting and Fishing Day will be observed Saturday, September 22nd at the Salmon River Fish Hatchery's 22nd annual open house. And therefore, be it resolved that I, Shane Broadwell, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, and on behalf of the entire legislature, do hereby proclaim September 22nd, 2018 as National Hunting and Fishing Day.
I'm president of the New York State Conservation Council, which is a sportsman's advocate group, and representation within the council is based upon the county federation. We've been around since 1933, and I want to say that presently there's like 47 counties that have voting delegates within the council, and none of them exceed the support that we get from Oswego County, so it's greatly appreciated.
And I do want to say, last night I was out on the Oswego River wall netting a salmon for another salmon fisherman. So the salmon are coming up the river if anyone's interested in getting out there. It's beautiful fishing there.
And kind of echo that as the president of the federation, thank everybody for their support from the county legislature. We appreciate it. Kind of a quiet gem of New York State. Maybe some of them don't know about us, but that's fine. Obviously, the numbers show that they support us and come up here and enjoy what we have to offer. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Last but not least, proclamation for Super Dirt Week. I'd like to ask the Economic Development Planning Committee to remain. I'd like to invite Jeff Hackman, Director of Events and World Racing Group, to join us, please.
On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. And a second. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thank you.
Great. Go ahead, read this. Okay. Whereas the week of October 1st through the 7th will mark the 47th year of Super Dirt Week in Central New York. And organizers and local officials will be celebrating the third running of this event in Oswego County. And Oswego Speedway's renowned Steel Palace will host the main events with qualifying events held at other dirt tracks throughout Oswego County and Central New York. And over the course of the week, nearly 35,000 fans and more than 300 competitors will gather in Oswego County to participate in this event. And Friday, October 5th, we'll celebrate dirt car racing in the city of Oswego, and fans, sponsors, and participants from 18 states and 3 countries will generate an estimated economic impact of more than $12 million from the various activities associated with Super Dirt Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Shane Broadwell, Chairman of the Oswego County Legislature, and in concert with my colleagues from throughout Oswego County, do hereby proclaim the week of October 1st through the 7th, 2018, as Super Dirt Week in Oswego County, New York. And then, together, we welcome our Super Dirt Week visitors and urge our residents to join in the excitement of dirt car racing and the festivities that Super Dirt Week brings to our communities.
Thank you for this recognition. We're excited, third year. Coincidentally enough, the Steel Palace started its transformation into the Clay Palace this morning at about 6:45. The first load of clay went on the track. We already have staff. I'm a resident of Albany Street. I don't know what the exact address is. Right down there in the flats in a nice fifth wheel. But love coming here, looking forward to it, looking forward to doing this for many years to come. So thank you for all your continued support to get to this point and what we're going to do moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to objections, corrections of minutes from August 9, 2018. Hearing none, all in favor of the move? Aye. Anybody opposed? Carries. Thank you. Look for public speakers on resolutions of the day.
Mr. Chairman, there are none.
There are none. Thank you. Reports of county officials. Reports of standing committees. Reports on special committees. Legislator Sorbell.
I'd like to announce the Hancock Airport is getting finished. Any of you go up there, it's a mess, but it is coming along. I was up last week for a meeting with authority. They estimated October to finish up so we can get back to somewhat normal up there. But it's going to be a beautiful process, very well nice, extremely well lit in the sense it's going to be a lot of windows and space and so on. So it's a great event. So hopefully in October it'll be squared away.
Thank you. Anybody else? We'll move on to resolutions and motions. Resolution number 1, Legislator Holst.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution. Urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution establishing the 2018 county equalization rates for towns and cities within Oswego County.
This is self-explanatory. There's all the cities and towns, all their equalization rates. Most of them are pretty good. We have a few that are down slightly.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Resolution number 2, Legislator Holst.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution. Urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution accepting tax auction bids and authorizing execution of deeds.
This is the execution of deeds from the property, county of Hanover, going all the way back to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. This has to be amended for a new list as it's on.
Have a motion to amend? Second by Legislator Cecilia. Any objections? The amendment is the new schedule, everybody on the copy, right? Okay, all those in favor of the amendment? Aye. Back to the original motion. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Resolution number 3. Legislator Stahl.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Make this recommendation, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the acceptance and disbursement of funds from the State Septic System Replacement Program to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation.
That's right. We've been awarded $150,000 to assist eligible property owners. This is so that we can take the necessary actions to utilize these funds.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 4. Legislator Stahl.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To make this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution providing for tourism promotion for the County of Oswego.
Great. This is we budgeted $65,000 in state funds to assist with promotional activities. This is a requirement as part of the grant application.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 5. Legislator Wilbur.
Mr. Chairman, I have the following resolution to urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification E911 overtime payments.
So as many of you know, we're actually, right this week, we're putting in the new CAD system, putting it on board. As a result of that, we have some need for overtime, putting in the new system, and we're looking to move the $20,000 within the budget, and then we'll still leave us with a balance of $60,000 from the line that we're moving from. So moving money within the budget to cover overtime as a result of our new system.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Is there anyone opposed?
One opposed.
Resolution number 6. Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have the following resolution to urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Sheriff's Office, New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services Crime Control and Prevention Grant.
This resolution accepts $25,000 from Criminal Justice Services, New York State Criminal Justice Services, and the Sheriff's Department will be able to use this for enhancing training and law enforcement capabilities throughout the county.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 8. Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. He offers this resolution and urges.
What he said.
Yeah, you heard it there. Resolution number 7. Legislator Willis.
Well, Legislator Walpole just said, I'm offering an urgent adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Sheriff's Office, Oswego County Correctional Facility transfer to cover medical fees.
At the beginning of the year, we budgeted $200,000 in this budget line. So it's kind of a crapshoot to see where we're going to end up with this. We never know what we're going to end up with in inmate population and how that will, those expenses for health insurance will go forward. We're moving $45,000 within the budget to get through, hopefully, the end of the year.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Is there anyone opposed? Thank you. Now we're moving on. Resolution number 8, Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing extension of snow and ice contract, Highway Department.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is
authorizing an extension of the contract between the county and the state to continue to maintain roads as we've done in the past.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 9, Legislator Walpole.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution to transfer funds from highway supplies and expenses to gasoline and oil.
This is self-explanatory as written, move funds from highway and supplies to gasoline and oil.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed?
Opposed?
Resolution number 10, Legislator Walpole.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution to transfer funds from insurance recovery fund into highway supplies and expenses.
Once again, as written, insurance recovery, moving into the highway supplies.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Resolution number 11, Legislator Walpole.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, highway department, sale of asphalt to towns.
Once again, an annual thing. So that's all for the bill.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 12, Legislator Walpole.
I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution amending professional services contract, Department of Facilities and Technology, Oswego DMV Record Center renovations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As well known, we have changed the direction of the project, and we are in need of different engineering and design work, moving $44,300 as we eliminated the Board of Elections being a part of the Record Center project.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Legislator Castiglia.
I'm just a little confused here. We took something out that's going to cost us more.
We have to redesign.
But the redesign was taking out the DMV docks. It wasn't like it had to be redesigned inside. So I know we don't have control over it. It's just I can't abide by something like that. I'm sorry.
Legislator Del Conte.
Yeah, I also just wanted to take this opportunity to express just a little bit of confusion on my behalf. As a long-range planning committee member, we met, we discussed, we planned, and we had decided that the DOE, DMV, and Record Center would all go there. And we somehow, through processes of conversations and kind of looking at the project, the DOE was cut out. And I was told it was because they would need to have loading docks to the cost of $40,000. So I'm a little confused why we cut the BOE out because they need $40,000 loading docks, only to increase the price by $40,000 to accommodate the change. And also the conversation never returned to the long-range planning committee, and I'm kind of wanting to understand that as well.
The Board of Elections was changed due to it was going to be a temporary facility for them. And in lieu of going there temporarily and moving twice, they have to do it the other way.
But in our original conversations in long range, if I'm remembering correctly, we said we didn't want to do any temporary housing. This was going to be the permanent place for BOE. Remember, we were discussing windows in the whole 9 yards. It was going to be permanent for BOE, DMV, and the Record Center. Then it was decided not to put the BOE in, not coming back to long range, but somewhere behind the scenes because of the $40,000 loading docks. Now we're cutting the BOE out and spending $40,000 to restructure it. I'm not understanding that.
The Board of Elections was never part of it. It was never a permanent thing there. Perhaps Legislator Locke would comment on how it went into effect.
It was mentioned at one time, but it hadn't followed through. The contract was going to be permanent.
The final plan had the BOE, DMV, and Record Center. The last meeting we were at, that was what it was going to be, and that's when we brought Tetra Tech in. Everybody agreed on a comment, including the BOE. So I just need to understand. Maybe Phil, you can fill in why we would not have the BOE in there permanently because of $40,000 loading docks, only to cut them out and have $40,000 of retrofitting because they're not going to be there.
Part of what happened after that last meeting was we got a more firm schedule of when Gunner Street will be returned fully to the county. And part of the discussions with the Board of Elections could go to Gunner Street too. So although this money is being spent here, you are saving the cost of moving the Board of Elections twice. The Board of Elections already has a loading dock and can be relocated to the county facility, and then we will no longer have to pay a lease also on Board of Elections current location. So we're saving the cost of moving Board of Elections twice.
The plan we left, it was going to be a permanent place for the BOE over there with the record center and the DMV. Moving them once, getting them out of there, not paying leases.
The BOE was never intended to go there permanently, never.
It was. If you look back at, I don't know if we have minutes or whatever, but that was the final decision of the Long Range Planning Committee.
What I understood from the beginning is the intention was always that of the Bonner Street complex, but due to the Oswego help taking a longer period of time to vacate that.
They came up because Bonner Street had loading docks. So then they said, okay, well, if they need loading docks and it's going to cost $40,000 extra, we'll move them to Bonner Street instead, once. But the original plan of the Long Range Committee was the three, and we even talked about it. We don't want to build a building for temporary. That didn't make any sense to anybody. We were going to do permanent, the BOE, DMV, and Record Center permanently in that new spot.
The reason we opted not to do the loading docks is because their final destination already has it.
Okay, I'm just going to end this with I'm not settled with this answer because that is not making any sense at all.
Legislator, I think Legislator Schott is next. Legislator Schott.
I just want to state that I find it capricious and wasteful on the whole decision-making process on this project.
Legislator.
I just have to back up Legislator Conte in that it's not whether the BOE was going to go there or not. It was the point that we got information back that we weren't going to put it there because of $40,000 cost of putting in the docks. Maybe it was for temporary, whatever. Okay. But now we're not going to put them there, and it's going to cost them $40,000 for them to redesign the design, and it's nothing more than erasing and drawing lines again. And I'm sorry, I can't afford to have somebody do erasing for $40,000. I can't support that. I'm sorry.
I would just say to button it up, Mr. Chairman, to me it sounds like there was a drop in communication. Heather Del Conte is one of the smartest people on this floor to leave thinking that she had a plan in place and there's something that changed behind the scenes. So I don't know if conversation happens off the floor about what happened there, but I'm inclined to back my colleague on that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
5 opposed, 19 in favor.
Resolution number 13, Legislator Walpole.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution or its adopted.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution to accept payment from Caterpillar Engine from a class action settlement.
Well, as written, it's in order to receive funds from a class action settlement, we have a piece of equipment and we received a check for $4,060.74 in order to receive that check.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, I passed any discussion there. That's one way to get past it, I guess. Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Resolution number 14, Legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification Youth Bureau additional state aid from New York State Office of Children and Family Services.
This resolution is to correct the budget lines for additional state aid in the amount of $12,751 from Children and Family Services in New York
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 15, legislator Rehill.
Adopt the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services to accept TANF SYEP funding to operate TANF summer programs.
This is to amend the social services budget to accept $28,973 for the TANF Summer Youth Employment Program. This program helped to place 208 youths between 14 and 24 years old into summer jobs this past summer. These are federal funds.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed?
One opposed.
Resolution number 16, legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services to move funds from services additional hours to services overtime.
This is a move within the budget to move $10,000 from additional hours into overtime hours. This is due to 9 caseworker vacancies currently.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed?
One opposed.
Thank you. Motion passes. Resolution number 17, legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services to move funds within 2018 budget to cover for the first MMIS payment of 2019.
This has to do with next year. There's an extra payment because there's 53 weeks, so we pay as a weekly payment. We are able to pay this in advance out of our current budget.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed?
One opposed.
Motion passes. Resolution number 18, legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Department of Social Services, mental hygiene to accept OMH funding for supported housing program.
This is a budget modification to accept $19,240 in additional state aid.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 19, legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution reappointing members to the Oswego County Child Protection Advisory Council.
We have 3 really qualified folks that are offering their names to be reappointed to the Child Protection Advisory Council. Margaret Gilmore Resnick, Elizabeth McLean, and Patrick Kumar.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you very much. Resolution number 20, legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution establishing the Veteran Service Advisory Committee.
We've worked with Jamie and the Human Services Committee to come up with this advisory committee. We think this is have strong support from the entire committee, I believe, on this. It's going to be great for support for Jamie in helping her at Veteran Services, and it's going to allow for a group of other veterans to help out in this advisory capacity. We do have a couple of amendments to the resolution that Legislator Trudell.
Legislator Trudell.
Mr. Chairman, I move to amend Resolution 20 as follows. In paragraph number 5, to remove the words oversight of and replace them with assistance to. The sentence will then read, the focus of veterans community outreach in order to provide resource information and service assistance to veterans and their families, and to provide feedback to and assistance to the County Veteran Service Agency. And in paragraph 6, following Oswego County Director of Veterans Services, to add in parentheses ex officio, parentheses, The reason for this amendment is to put the resolution into accurate compliance with New York Executive Law number 360. I have that here, and I can just, I'll read verbatim the first sentence, which will allow this compliance. The same authority which appoints local director shall appoint for each county and city veteran service agency a veteran service committee to assist the local director and shall appoint a chairman thereof.
Thank you. A motion to amend.
Need a second?
Need a second. Mr. Weather. All in favor of amend?
Aye. Discussion on the amendment?
We'll go back. We're going to give it to discussion for the amendment. For the discussion.
I abide by everything that's said except for the word assist. I would rather have it say advise, not assist.
Mr. Trudell.
I appreciate the semantics there. However, and looking at New York Executive Law number 360, which I quoted here and could read it again or provide it to anyone, the verbiage is assist. Very plainly says assist. In discussions with the director and discussions with other individuals, I suppose it could be potentially just a matter of semantics. But in this case, I believe assist and advise are entirely different. With a staff of 3, our current director and then 2 clerks down there, providing assistance if possible, if necessary, and being hopeful. The intent here is to do the right thing for the right reason. So any assistance that we could provide would be, again, something outside of just advice. Advice can be taken or not, etc. So I would prefer that the assist remain in there. And again, the earlier statement was that it was in accurate compliance with New York Executive Law 360.
Legislator Consiglio.
I just beg to differ at the point of assist. Okay? I'd like to know who's qualified to assist, because if the director or her people have to take the time away from taking care of veterans to train the people that are going to be assisting, it's not helping. That's why I would rather have it be advised, because there's nobody except for the director that is qualified to assist. That's why I say advise, not assist.
Legislator Weather.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would offer that assistance could be advice.
Okay. We have a first and a second. Any other discussion? Legislator Shaw.
Can we have an interpretation from the attorney, assist versus advise?
I think it's not entirely clear. Assist is what's in the statute. It's a mandatory statute. But I would go to Legislator Weatherup's point that advice can be a form of assistance. So I would prefer that it stick with the language in the statute.
We have a first and a second on the actual amendment, which includes the word assist. So is there any other discussion on the amendment? Bill Conte?
Are we still discussing the amendment or the actual thing?
The amendment, including the change in language.
Okay, I'll wait till we're discussing that.
Okay. Any other discussion on the amendment? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Opposed?
Okay, back to the original resolution. Is there any discussion? Legislator Del Conte?
Thank you. I would like just an interpretation from the attorney as well. It's my understanding that whenever it says shall, that means may, but the Supreme Court has ruled on that it isn't mandated. Is that correct?
I would say that is not correct. I'm not sure there are no cases of it.
That it's interpreted shall, the language shall now is interpreted as may, not, and it must say must. The only reason I'm bringing up the point is because I just want to know if this is something we are doing because we feel we have to or because we feel we want to.
I still feel, and I may not be familiar with all of the rulings, but the shall is still making that mandatory.
Legislator Consiglio.
We're doing this because we're in violation of Law 360. How long have we been in violation of Law 360? And what penalties are we going to incur because we were in violation of Law 360?
This is part of our review of all of the advisory committees and boards within the county. In that process, we came across that, to my knowledge, the records that we have, I don't show that one has existed prior to today. This is about making that portion right and making sure that those community advisory boards that we have in place are the ones that we're required to or are fully functional and working for the county.
But that doesn't answer the question. I mean, it says that this law has been in effect and we've been in violation of the law. 20 years, we've been in existence for 200 years, but I believe the law's probably only been there for 20 years. And we never asked for this question, this law, to the prior director or to the prior legislative bodies. Why are we moving on it now? It's kind of the question. But if we have to move on it, I just don't see it as a committee. I see it as a council, as an advisory board or a council, not as a committee. And I want to know if we are truly in violation. If we're in violation of it, are we going to be penalized because now all of a sudden we decided to do it? I believe that the Human Services Committee served as this advisory committee all along. Is what my contention is, and is what the state would advise also.
Legislator Reno.
Mr. Chairman, this is something that several of us on the committee were excited about once we discovered that it was something that we could do, that we thought would be of assistance to our new director, who is doing a fantastic job. Just there for 6 months, and she's erased the backlog, she's made physical changes, she's doing things that are really outstanding. When we discovered, at my request, I think, to go through all of those committees to see which ones were defunct. I thought it was a good idea. Which advisory committees were defunct? Which ones can we restart? Which ones will be helpful to us? When we discovered that this was one that was that we really should have, we were prompt about going ahead and starting it. And we have great people that we're going to appoint in the next resolution. So this is win, 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 win. This is good for the veterans. This is going to help our new director. And this has got some excellent people on the staff, and we're going to make it right with the state law.
Senator Twist.
I just wanted to add that this is nothing but positive. This is going to be a huge asset for our community. I did not serve our country, so I do not know what they went through. I do not know exactly what their needs are, and this will give us an asset as a county to go to them. If there's some way we can help people in our community that served our country, I think we should be doing it. So I'm 100% support of creating this committee.
Legislator Trudell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to take a moment and just read verbatim what we came up with for our mission statement in this. I know we've all got it, the legislators all have it, but for the benefit of our individuals in the back. I'd like to mention that this mission statement has 3 components to it. Those 3 components are the mission itself, which consists of what? Which is the advisory, advocacy, and liaison. The purpose, why are we even doing it? The why is to improve the lives of our veterans in the community. And then the last one is the execution, or the focus of effort, which is the how, and that's through community outreach. That's how we crafted this mission statement. So I'd like to read that to you completely. And when we ask the question, why are we doing this? There's an extremely simple answer. Because it's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do for our communities. And also, when we talk about money, there's 0 cost on this. There are no dollars and cents involved at all. These committee members, they're all volunteers. We have some in the back here now with us. And I was thrilled to be able to sit down with these members who were, and I was quoted in the Palladium Times. I know some of our members got their information. I believe last month the statement was made. I just know what I read in the paper. So on the 3rd of September in the year of our Lord 2018, I was quoted after having been in the committee meeting. I'll read verbatim. I'm very excited about it and enthusiastic about it, Trudell said. It's an age mix, a gender mix, and a mix of experience. Cold War, Vietnam, Gulf War, and the current war on terrorism. And it goes on. So I appreciate the accuracy of the reporting. So I'd like to read for you then at this time that complete mission statement. And that is, again, in our resolution number 20, and I'll read it as the amendment is suggested. Be it further resolved that the mission of this committee is to act as an advisory and liaison group for local veterans, and as an advisory and liaison group, the first part should have been advocacy and liaison group for local veterans, and as an advisory and liaison group for the Oswego County Veterans Service Agency. The purpose of this committee is to improve the quality of life for veterans in Oswego County. The focus of effort is community outreach in order to provide resource information and service assistance to veterans and their families, and to provide feedback to and assistance to the County Veterans Service Agency. The committee will seek early identification of issues, followed by compassionate and effective application of appropriate resources for the benefit of individuals and the community. I think that summarizes it. We boiled it down, put it in here. No cost to the taxpayers, benefit to the taxpayers. It's, again, gender, age, service times, and geography. The volunteers who have stepped forward to become part of this committee are from all over the county, the northern, more rural parts, here in both of our cities, and Oswego and Fulton. So there we have it, precise down there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's look at the cigarette. I want to continue reading on what Legislator Trudeau left out. It says here in the paper, it says the second mission of this newly created group is to act as the adversary, advisory, and liaison group to the Oswego County Veterans Service Agency. This means we will have some oversight, said Trudeau. We've already made some great strides with the agency and the director, and they're doing great things over there. But there are glitches or problems. We wanted to be the group that can provide guidance and oversight to that agency instead of be outside of that. I would just like to know what glitches and problems that a group that is not qualified to handle the problems. Okay, the agency is doing a great job, and if I can do anything for the veterans, I'd say yes. But I'm just looking for the definition of what he said there.
Keep your
What problems?
Let's say Propel.
A few minutes ago, it was said that the new director and the employees are doing a terrific job. Did they ever once say, hey, we need additional help here? Can you give us some additional help? Did they ever ask for it?
Let's say shoot up.
Thank you for completing that, legislation. I didn't want to take up all our time and read the entire article, but you did miss one word in there, and that word is if. And so I'll read it here again. Thank you to Palladium Times for your accuracy on this. This means we'll have some oversight, said Trudeau. We've already made great strides with the agency and the director, and they're doing great things over there. I can't say that enough times. I've been down there, I've visited the agency, I've been in there, I've talked to the clerks, I've talked to our director, and again, I could go on with the great things that they're doing. Then the next sentence, but if there are glitches or problems, we want to be a group that can provide guidance and oversight to that agency instead of being outside of that. So let me say here, and this is a military vernacular, I'll take a round in the chest on this one, because if I inaccurately use the word oversight, which we changed here to assistance, because this group will not have legal oversight. The legislature has the oversight for it. The compilation of this group is to be an assistance, advocacy, an advisory, and liaison. That is what it's for. So I would stress that again. And to answer your question directly, what glitches, what problems are occurring, and why are we doing this after 20 years we haven't had? So congratulations to our leadership in the legislature, where we're discovering things and taking care of them. And now we're being proactive by constructing this group, this committee, in order to be if, just like those little two words, or one word, two letters, if there are problems and glitches, we can identify them ahead of time. Because with community outreach and the number of veterans that we'll have, the number of individuals that are out there in the community, if they don't necessarily know how to access here, if they don't have computer access, if they don't have whatever, they're in the communities. We've got Mr. Nate Beasley back there. Pardon me if I'm calling you out, sir, but Nate Beasley has volunteered to be on it. He's in the Red, White, and Blue organization. If any of you have seen people out there running, these Red, White, and Blue people, they're out there helping. We recently did Ryan Wilcox, the wounded veteran from Afghanistan and Iraq, missing a leg. They were out there, the Red, White, and Blue were out there helping him build his home, doing his lawn, et cetera. And how much did it cost the county? $0. They were out there doing that. And I go back to the right thing for the right reason. The right reason is what America's founded on: community service, volunteerism, et cetera. So to answer your question directly, why did it take us 20 years? I don't know. But why are we doing it now? We're doing it now because it's the right thing for the right reason at no cost to any taxpayer in Oswego County, and entirely to benefit anyone. As I mentioned in February when we got our new director, there are 22 veterans a day committing suicide. If we can prevent one of those in Oswego County, I'm for it. I'm for it. And a volunteer, no money. These are great people doing this stuff. So I can go on and on. I'll stop at that, but hopefully I've answered your questions.
Let's say Brian.
My question wasn't answered.
I'll answer it. I'll go back. And when I became chairman, Legislator Rehill is one that brought up the advisory panels, steering committees, existing committees, and we said if we could possibly start to pull all of those out that were ever created along and start to analyze how many there are they in existence, are they active? We see things pass through here where all of a sudden we're rubber stamping, reapproving people we don't know when they began or how long they were on. So I asked Chris to start to dig deep. It's an inch thick. It has the smallest font possible, fills an entire page, breaking down the mandatory, being state or federal, and then also the ones just that are local. It was really amazing, the amount of time and energy Chris has, but going through each one of those that we have had and that have literally just died off, never been closed out. Should they be? Or was they created for a certain reason that we should reignite them again? Do you know? No one does. So someone, the legislature, has to manage that, why we haven't had it for 20 years, right? This isn't, the conversation came up in being part of the committee as I have for Health and Human Services. I chaired Human Services for 3 years. She sat there in front of us asking for help and brought up things repeatedly. And everybody looked at the clock and walked out the door at the end of the meeting, right? Issues with transportation, issues with bus drivers. No one took on initiatives to go and find her help and fill those voids. There's 100 reasons that this should be done, but it was born out of the idea. Chris brought up the fact, here is one that does say the state says you shall. Oh, guess what? We don't. So is this a need? That conversation was born by Chris. I know it was taken up with our the director of the program in Veterans Now, with Legislator Trudell. It was born into a very positive why we want to head in this direction. Right? This wasn't pushed on anybody. It came out of it. It's found on the fact that we're still mining through some fish and wildlife. There was a couple people just up here for that. We can't get people to get on that. That's mandated by the state. Somebody raise their hand. I'll put it on right now. Right? Nobody wants to take the time and energy to do those things. My point is, you want to know why it came up? Did she ask for that? No, we brought up the fact that it was a mandated program. Why haven't we done it? And it was originally born by the how many great things would come from this, and that's why we're having this conversation today. Legislator Reed.
Just and to specifically answer, you said you thought, Legislator Fafaya, you thought that the Human Services Committee could do this, and you asked if there was a desire, if there from the director for this. The director is new, so she's coming in cold, doing the best that she can. As in my opinion, she's doing a tremendous job. Jamie, are you up here? And rather than put her on the spot, though, I would ask one question of her. And are you happy about the idea of having this group of people help you out and be a liaison to us? You can just say yes or no if you want.
Actually, I would like to speak.
Good.
So I appreciate the opportunity to be here and talk about the creation of this committee. What I want to start with is what I don't appreciate is that I feel like this has become overly politicized. There's always a start to a new committee that's rocky. You have to establish what the committee is going to do, what the goal is, what the end game is. This has affected my staff. because they took out of context an article that was published. The word oversight has created issues, but we're correcting the issues that came up. I am not opposed to the creation of this committee. I think it can do great things. I think the people on it, Nate's group, Red, White, and Blue, they can bring things to the table that we currently don't have access to. Maybe we could get volunteers now from the DAB. Maybe we can get a group of people to help talk about that the Fulton American Legion home was broken into and robbed on Sunday. Maybe those people can do something. I'm one person with a staff of 2 who can't touch anything, so I can't do everything. So this group, if they could help me in that aspect, in the community aspect, then I'm welcoming of it. But if it was to be put in place to provide some sort of oversight of my agency, which I believe it is not, then I would not be in favor of it. But I don't believe that's the case. So yes, I am in favor of the establishment of this committee with the clear understanding that it is not my agency, that it can't provide the services that my agency provides, and that it's clear what it can provide. So yes, to answer your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that we found that some of our advisory committees do a tremendous job. So, for example, the Child Protection Advisory Council and several others. It reels in people, it reels in energy, it brings in ideas, it helps to disseminate information about what the Veterans Services can do. It can help with outreach. It can help in a wide variety of ways, and I just think it's going to be tremendous. And I urge that we support this unanimously.
Senator Doyle.
I just want to add my support to hold is good. We have a large and growing population of veterans. 9/11 was marked the other day, 17 years. We've been engaging with people in combat for more than that, with Gulf Wars and all that. We have advisory committees that serve very well, not such as tourism advisory. It helps the tourism office, but no means does the tourism advisory committee tell the tourism office what to do, but they're out there helping. There is a need for a committee like this, and I really compliment Legislator Trudell and the Clerk of Legislature, Chris, for the work in setting this up. Maybe there's been some missteps here, but this is only going to help. I remember being on Human Services and sitting through Human Services Committee where there's so much important stuff that goes on in social services. We get to the end and ask Donna Kustner, what's going on in your agency? Everybody's been there 2 hours, and she'd say, well, you know, we're short drivers for DAV, we're short this, we need this and that. This is the agency or the advisory committee that can do this. Go out there, people throughout the country, including those DAV drivers, who work to try to get people to their doctor's appointments at VA. This can only help, just like tourism advisory helps promote our county in so many different ways.
I don't think there's anybody in here that doesn't want to help the veterans. And it's not that. It's the wordage and what it's supposed to establish that we have an issue with. Again, I go back to the advice versus assist, and I go to the statements that were in the paper, the oversight. Yes, we know that the oversight isn't going to be there, it can't be there. But we want to help the veterans just as much as anybody else does. But we want to make sure that that help is not going to be a facade and have them think that somebody's going to be able to do something, and then they're left again with government saying that they can help them and they can't help them. We want to make sure that somebody is helping them. You know, we need drivers, yes, all the time to take the disabled veterans, you know, to their appointments. Do we have enough? No. The van sits there days on end because we don't have a driver for it. Those are the types of help that the veterans need.
So is the committee effective?
Do I think that the committee will be effective?
Well, I just want to back up that. Earlier you said Human Services was in place to handle that. It was discussed repeatedly, lack of drivers, as the committee helped with that issue.
I wasn't on that committee, so I don't know why that committee didn't take the step forward to do something, okay? I know that people have been in charge of it. You said that people just shook their heads and walked away. They didn't do what they should have been doing. I agree. They weren't effective at that time. Okay?
Consider Wilbur.
Well, I would just like to say, you know, we have a great department in our Veterans Affairs Department over there. There's 3 ladies who work tirelessly for all of our veterans throughout Oswego County. And I know in another job that I have that we continually have phone calls about, are there services for this veterans issue or that veterans issue? And it's not the Veterans Affairs Agency in Oswego County's fault. It's the fact that we don't have that communication out there that we will get with this council. This is a great opportunity for our veterans in Oswego County. It's a great opportunity for the county as a whole. I am 110% voting in the affirmative on this, and I urge my colleagues to do the same because these people are veterans we owe a ton to, and I want to thank each and every one of them.
Consider Willard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For whatever reason, we seem to have some people that are opposed to forming a committee that would possibly help veterans. I would offer that whatever we can do to help veterans, we should form as many committees as it takes for whatever the reason. Having said that, at this point, I'd like to have a roll call vote, and I call the question.
We got a motion to call the question. Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
2 opposed, 3 opposed.
4 opposed. 4. 5. We still have. Call the question, goes to the immediate vote. The resolution. Roll call vote.
Margaret Kessler.
Yes.
The amendment passed. It's on the original resolution.
Milford Potter.
Yes.
Sean Doyle.
Yes.
David Holst.
Yes.
Roy Reno.
Yes.
John Martino. Absent excused. Bradley Trudell.
Yes.
Paul House.
Yes.
James Weatherup.
Absolutely, yes.
Mary Chesbro.
Yes.
Linda Lockwood.
Yes.
Richard Klein.
Yes.
Patrick Twist.
Yes.
Stephen Walpole.
Yes.
Nathan Emmons.
Yes.
Thomas Drum.
Yes.
Shane Broadwell.
Yes.
Heather Del Conte.
Yes.
Marie Schott.
Yes.
Tim Stoll.
Yes.
Terry Wilbur.
Yes.
James Carrasco.
Yes.
Morris Sabella.
Yes.
Daniel Fafaya.
I just don't want this board to have any additional
Point of order.
possibility
Point of order.
that no other board has. Okay? I'm voting yet. I'm voting yet, but I don't want any extensive oversight that no other board has. Just so we understand each other.
Have a seat.
What are you going to do about it now?
What's that?
What are you going to do about it now?
I need to walk out like Frank.
Let's continue the vote.
We'll do it earlier tonight.
Continue the vote.
Frank Castelia.
Be loud.
Next.
23 in favor.
Okay. Motion passes. Moving on, resolution number 21, legislative rehill.
Mr. Chairman. And urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read ahead?
Resolution appointing members to the Veterans Service Advisory Committee.
Mr. Chairman, we have an outstanding list of folks who, in answer to Legislator Fafaya's previous question, I neglected part of the answer. This group will do a much better job in advice and assistance to the Veteran Services than the Human Services Committee could ever do, because the Human Services Committee already has a ton on its plate. We have never really been asked or expected to be to provide the kind of assistance that I know that this group of people is going to do. And now that we've changed the language so that we know that there is no oversight involved, that it will simply be advice and assistance, I urge us to accept this with one amendment that Legislator Trudell will offer.
Legislator Trudell.
Mr. Chairman, I move to amend Resolution 21 as follows. In paragraph 3, after veteran director of veteran services, add in parentheses, ex officio, to ensure that the individual does not have voting capability for the committee.
Okay, motion to amend. Second by legislator Stahl. Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Back to the original resolution, putting in advisories. Any discussion? Legislator Rehill?
I would urge this body to approve this slate of good people who are going to assist the veterans unanimously in order to take politics out of this.
Legislator Weather?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just so that I'm clear, on the previous amendment, by legislator Castillo leaving, is that vote recorded as a yes or a no?
Let's point of order. Let's stay focused on where we're at here. Legislator Del Conte.
Yeah, I just, for my own information, when we put together advisory committees, how are the community members selected? Is there outreach to bring them in, or is it kind of like, you're my friend, I know you, will you do it?
I believe we can reach out. The committee was chosen by Jamie.
So I can attest to that. So it was my understanding the committee needed to be made up of veterans. That's how Legislator Trudell and Legislator Kassler ended up on the committee, because they are two veteran legislators. And if I left out a veteran legislator, I was unaware that any other existed. As far as the other members of the committee go, Nate Beasley's team, Red, White, Blue, I knew about them. They do flag runs in the morning. Their organization is growing greatly. I thought they'd be a good asset on the committee. And the second person, who is Matias Garcia, he was a SUNY Oswego graduate. Combat veteran. He's young. He's now a teacher in inner city Syracuse, but lives in Oswego. He does the summer youth program through, is it DSS? Yeah, through DSS. So he does the summer youth program. He's a mentor. The other two members that are on there, I actually, Nicole from Mental Hygiene, Nicole Holmesy, she told me she had some long-term veterans that worked for her. One was in adult services, one is in child protective services, that they were greatly interested in getting involved because they are involved in their community and they do see veteran families daily. So that is how I vetted the process. But there was no other process other than me trying to find people to be on this.
Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we also need to make an amendment that I just found in the first whereas to insert the resolution number from the previous resolution into there.
That'll be set after the official resolution numbers are set into all the resolutions. Okay. The current numbers on there are temporary for tonight.
Any other discussion? Legislator Trudell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to hopefully maybe address Legislator Del Conte's question of how these were come about. If this resolution number 21 is approved and I do become the chairman, I will reach out to all the legislators because there is a greater number of individuals that can serve on this. So I'll be reaching out in order to get the best cross-section that we can. So I'll make that pledge to you right now. The original ones were indeed people that we knew, it was a group, etc. This was the start of it. So, and we did want to get this going relatively quickly. But again, I'll pledge to you, I will tell you, on the battlefield, we don't care what color your skin is, we don't care what gender you are, we don't care what your religion is. We want performance, and the people that are already on this committee are people that certainly appear, and I would bet that they will be performers.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 22, Legislator Weather.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution authorizing execution of agreement with the Oswego County Professional Association.
Yes, thank you. This resolution is a result of a lot of work by a lot of different people, especially from our side, both minority and majority leaders, and especially Legislator Walpole has finally brought this to conclusion.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. Resolution number 23, legislator Weather.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk read the heading?
Resolution amending the sexual harassment policy of the County of Oswego.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is simply, in effect, a housekeeping issue to bring our sexual harassment policy current with the current state regulations.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Carries. Thank you. I believe that is our last resolution, 23. I'll go on to the unfinished business.
I would just like it on
Walker.
record. I would just like it on record that the legislature is still
There should be a miscellaneous business. Any, well, let's go do, I'll ask for the motion. So we got first and second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed to that? No. Legislator Weather.
I'm not leaving, I'm just checking the notes.
Please check. Anybody? Public comment period.
Mr. Chairman, there are none.
There are none. Everybody have a good night. Thank you very much.